What's the name of this site?
Towards me here.
What's the name of this site?
Yeah.
Rat Lady. Ratlady.com.
Am I a lady?
Let me make
Is
sure
that something?
my
Is that
breast
like
isn't
Lemon
showing.
Party?
That's right. That's exactly
Rat
right.
Lady's the new Lemon Party.
Gross.
All right.
All right.
Oh, somebody's watching a stream at their house. All right.
I'm very vain. I like to see what I look like on camera.
You're looking good. All right. I'm going to start. Excuse me.
Oh boy.
3, 2, 1. Nope. Go Nintendo podcast. Webisode 765, the Oranguru podcast. The Go Nintendo podcast is a part of the Greenlit Podcast Network on greenlitpodcast.com. Oranguru sounds like it might be the combination of a orangutan and a kangaroo, but it's not. Mom Brain,
I feel like you just did the whole.
tell us
Pokemon.
more.
I almost said Pikachu. You did the whole Pikachu.
We're going to read one of them Pikachus today?
Oranguru.
Oh, wait. Give me the phone. I did it again.
Hey,
Sorry. Yeah?
Go Nintendo is part of the Green Something Podcast Network. Did you do that?
Are you
Shut
kidding
up.
me?
I don't care.
Oh, we're off to one of those. Okay, tweet is out. Now go. Tell us about Oranguru.
Oranguru, known for its extreme intelligence, this Pokemon will look down on inexperienced trainers, so it's best suited to veteran trainers. They're just under 5 feet tall. They weigh, between 165 and 170. They're male and female. The category is Sage, and their abilities include Inner Focus and Telepathy.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
Telepathy.
Mom Brain, I hate to do this to you again, but it is a constant thing I have to tell you about. You always have the microphone pointing down towards your throat instead of at your mouth. Yes, and I was listening last week, and you are always quieter than everybody.
I think I feel like when it's tipped up, that like I'm breathing,
Look,
and it's like
look, Nicky Hill's talking directly
Dead
into
even.
the microphone.
dead even. Great job.
Yeah, as long as your mouth is pointed like at the microphone, not your nose, but your mouth.
I don't
you're
know where
fine.
any of this is in space ever.
Hi, Mom
No.
Brain.
Hi.
Hi, Nicky Hill.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. Last week's Discord was a mess because somebody wasn't keeping up with it.
Me?
That is great. Nico Darunia says he got an ad for TikTok streaming on our or on a video. Oh, who is this guy? Oh, oh my God, this is crazy. All right, so Nico Darunia started watching the podcast stream. He got an ad for TikTok, and the guy in the TikTok ad is wearing a captain's hat and has a beard, just like me. Hello, Nico Darunia and Freddie Fro and Joe and Wolfric Chaser and Autumnal Blake and Giant Reggie and Joe is Cool and Super Sean 064 and Gecko Kitsune and I just got a chat and then it bumped everybody down and Dre Gamer and Anastasia Beaverhausen and whoever else I didn't see. Thanks for joining. Shillelagh and Ridley Saria and Blunners and Steel Diver. Thanks for joining, everybody. I appreciate it. I'm going to try this
Now
week.
you read everyone who's chatting. You don't read just the people who have come in on the side.
Well, yeah, that means they're just in the Go Nintendo channel altogether, not necessarily the podcast channel. I will keep popping back and forth between the news stories and the Discord to make sure I get some of your comments.
So you said that someone was like asleep at the wheel last week, which I'm assuming you meant who? I'm assuming you meant me.
No.
I was doing a
Never,
lot. Okay,
never.
so
Hello, Malakalo. Malakalo says this guy's captain's hat doesn't have a stain on the top of it. That's true. He's got hair up there, so it protects it from the
Gross.
sweat a little bit. A sweated hat is a loved hat. Somebody said something about something I just posted. Whoa! What is that?
Rona.
I cleared my throat. Sorry.
Freddie Fro says, thanks for posting that story about selling amiibo cards on eBay. We were just looking through ours and it looks like we can make like $100 at market value for these suckers. Well, Times are tough. Hello, Aloe Wolf. Everybody needs money. Yeah, put your cards up there and see what they can get. Yes, Animal Crossing amiibo cards, which released a long time ago, are popular once again because you can use them in New Horizons, and people use them to get the villagers that you want in your game. And some of them are obviously much more rare than others, so people are making some bank on those babies.
My island is full, but I only like maybe like 2 people on my island.
Wow.
Enough to like want to keep them.
Island gossip. Who's your worst islander villager?
I think Iggly, because I already have Roald, who is my primo number 1, and Iggly is just like a cheap version of Roald.
I mean, look at his sunglasses. When Roald wears the sunglasses, he's unbelievable, a style icon.
I gave him
They're like Back to the Future sunglasses.
I gave him like a formal like jacket that he wears now sometimes, and it's so nice.
Wasn't he wearing like a red like sports jacket for a while? Like a
like a track jacket.
Yeah.
I
That
also
was really good.
I also gave him a workout top, which is just a crop top, and that looked amazing. No pants, nobody's Donald Duck in it.
There's a wrestler in NXT called Kushida. And his shtick is like Back to the Future stuff. And Roald reminds me of Kushida every time I see him. Although Roald's way cooler. I love Kushida, but Roald's just that look, that red jacket and those sunglasses are iconic together. It's unbelievable. Nicky Hill, how you doing?
I'm here.
I heard you were eating some nuts before the podcast. How are your nuts? What nuts were? Oh, there you go. What
almonds.
Almonds. I'm an almond person. I'm a nut person. I like nuts. Salted. What were those ones we were eating for a while? Remember, we bought a whole bunch of cans and we couldn't. Like, we ate a lot, and then we were like, we can't do this anymore.
The squirrel nuts, the ones that were like covered, the ones we got from QVC, they were really expensive.
Oh man!
And they were like caramel creme brulee nuts, so they were like pecans, I think, and then they were like dipped in like caramel and like crispy, and then dipped in chocolate. They were so good.
That's how the upper crust lives every day.
Yeah, right.
They put those in bowls
just, like,
out.
Yeah, they're just
or
out.
their servants, their slaves put those in bowls out on tables.
They like ladle them out into their hand like a few at a time.
They spend a bunch of time throwing them at each other. Like, they have so many of them.
And then they have other people clean it up for them.
Yeah.
All right. I got some things I want to talk about. There's some really interesting stuff. First, well, no. Let me give a little preface. There are 2 stories I'm going to share. One of them, I guess, is a little bit known to GoNintendo people.
Not much in the news, huh?
The other one is a story that I have not shared with almost anyone. I definitely haven't shared it on the internet. You're going to get some inside information about some crap that went down with Nintendo this week.
Doesn't anyone care what I think?
Josh, how are you, my friend?
A big hello to my fans.
He's got millions.
I'm the world's best singer.
Did he just do 2? Oh, never mind. All right, let me talk about this one first. Oh boy, because this is really interesting to me. So, for those who don't know, NASCAR, all sports pretty much are not going on right now because of the coronavirus.
That's a really great story.
Thanks, Josh. And NASCAR is doing the same. They are not doing their actual races, but they are doing virtual races in the latest NASCAR game. And those are being broadcast on, ESPN or wherever. It doesn't matter. Whoever shows NASCAR. And they're getting like millions of viewers, blah, 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 blah. So there's this racer. Mom Brain, you are slightly familiar with NASCAR, right?
Oh, yeah. My parents are big fans. So I went to a few races as a kid, and, my parents were really into it. Still are.
Do you know Bubba Wallace?
Well, I know Rusty Wallace.
I don't know if they're related or not.
Okay.
So anyway, they were doing a NASCAR iRacing event, is what they're calling it. My parents have been
talking about iRacing. My dad's like, I don't know if Raw Meat knows about this, but I mean, it's the real deal. It ain't no like, rigged up crap. Like it's great. Like it's realistic. It's, if there's a pothole in turn 2, you see the pothole in turn 2. Like he's really all about it.
Like how your dad is like, I don't know if Raw Meat knows. It's a video game. Of course I know about it.
Or maybe it was like, I'm sure he knows. I don't know, whatever. But
Well, anyway, Bubba Wallace was part of one of these iRacing events, and he was getting bumped by another racer, and he was not happy about it. And
rubbing his racing.
Another racer like bumped into him, and I guess took him out at a wall or something. Now they have I think every racer is allowed 2 resets or something like that. I don't know what it doesn't matter. The guy got bumped into a wall and was very angry about it. I guess NASCAR has spotters and they're supposed to say like you can go or whatever. I don't know. This guy was really angry about it. And during the tournament, which was like, I don't know if they air it live or not. I think they might. He was just like, well, that's it for me. And like he exited the game and was like, peace out. And then turned off everything. So he rage quit during the tournament.
All right.
And his sponsor, one of his sponsors, which is Blue Emu, you know, the crap you rub on, I don't know, sore spots. I don't know. On Twitter said, we're done. And they dropped his sponsorship because they're like, we don't support
poor sports.
We don't support quitters. And he was saying like, it's a video game. Everybody's taking it so seriously. This is dumb. And they were like, listen, you're in the race. You should be racing. Like, yeah, this may be not exactly the normal setup for races, but you should be racing here. And because you quit and acted like a baby.
Do the results of these races actually hold bearing somewhere? I'm
going to say is towards your regular points. NASCAR.
Because just because you can actually drive a car doesn't mean you're going to be good at video games. And like,
well, my understanding is they have like the whole rig.
Yeah,
from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's very.
They have like the pedals and the steering wheel and all that stuff. They have 3.
But still, like it's not exactly the same.
Okay, we get it, Nicky Hill. That's not the point, though. The point is he quit and he lost his sponsor because his sponsor doesn't want to sponsor a quitter.
So,
and I get that.
A lot of there's a few racers, Dale Earnhardt Jr. being, I think, one of the more famous guys who can't race anymore because of like head injury issues. And so I was talking to my dad about it, and we were talking about how like up until now that like iRacing stuff was like, you know, like, oh, that must be fun. Like if you can't do the real thing, then that must be fun. But the guys who like have had to step away from their cars can now like really participate like with everybody else, like without fear of injury. Like I think that this is a really great opportunity for those people who are like really good drivers, but like can't drive anymore because of their health. I was once involved in a go-kart accident that left a very large bruise on my arm for weeks. In fact, I had it on my arm for the prom. My prom pictures. I mean, I know what it's like to be injured in a race car.
Hello, Doom Eternal. Hello, Scene Car X. Somebody said they were watching it live. I missed who it was. Oh, Gecko Kitsune says, yep, it was live. I watched it. It was crazy. Yeah. So there's a whole camp of people that are like, it's a video game. You're taking it too seriously. And other people are like, you were a baby and you quit. Like,
well, yeah. And like your constitution is your constitution.
Wait,
one way or another. Like,
we're waiting.
Are the cameras on the drivers in like the real world?
Yeah, they have cameras. I'm not sure if all the racers had them, but the cameras had, or some of the racers have cameras, yes, pointing at them sitting at their setup at the computer. Yeah, and he just like...
Because Wolfric Tracer said he got out of his car and walked away. And like, I'm just thinking like, so he stops the car in that rig, picks up like a PS4 controller, then moves his avatar, like walks away from the rig, like taking his helmet off.
No, he just rage quit. He just exited the game. You watched him on screen quit, and that was that. So I just found it really interesting because, you know,
do the driving rigs that they're using, can they catch on fire just so it's like real?
I'm sure they can.
Somebody turns on a blow dryer.
Yeah.
I just find it interesting that, you know, there's the guy made a point of saying like how he doesn't take it seriously on Twitter, but you can tell in the video he was so angered by what happened that he was taking it very seriously. So yeah, it's been interesting to see what side of the fence people are on.
Well, a lot of the research right now when it comes to like young kids in video games and like kids like having trouble like regulating, a lot of that tells us that like your brain in the moment when you're playing like a simulate or any video game, like your brain doesn't really know the difference between real life and the video game, and some people are better at like separating that than others. So like he could say he doesn't take it seriously, but there's a really good chance that like in that moment, like his brain really couldn't tell the difference between like this is real and this is a video game, and he reacted the way that he would have had it been real life.
Char says even professionals are not above rage quitting. I know there's rage quitting in like professional sports too. We don't see like a player just get up and walk out of a game or anything like that, but you see them go back to like maybe in baseball the dugout and throw a bat or something like that. So
are we gonna get other athletes playing like Madden and stuff like that?
Yeah, they're doing well. I don't know what's going to happen with football because football season isn't going on right now. But there like pretty much any sport that would be going on right now is having digital tournaments. Yeah, there's stuff going on with the NBA. There's stuff going on with what other sports are going on right now. But yeah, if there's a sport that's supposed to be played right now, there are people who are playing like esports versions of it, and it's the real athletes that are doing it. Because
I've taken up gambling on like sporting events that they're airing that have happened like 20 years ago. I've been doing pretty well.
A lot of networks are doing it right now because plenty of networks have huge blocks of programming that are supposed to be sports related, and now they would otherwise not have anything. So esports are really coming into their own, and that's really interesting about your parents. That they're watching it. Like I'm sure they knew it was on, but I wouldn't imagine they would like sit down to actually watch it. But it sounds like they're into it.
Well, I mean, there's nothing else for them to watch really right now. I mean, I guess you can still watch Cops. That's on TV, but
Cops. It's not about cops anymore. It's about
Live PD.
Live PD. That's right.
They also watch that.
Which is somehow always live.
And Law and Order. Although we got my parents an Amazon Fire Stick for Christmas like 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And they just started using it. Like my father just plugged, and he's like, feels like a whole world of opportunities has opened up to him.
It's almost like you gave it to him for him to use and see all that stuff 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom was like, we are binge watching maybe 3 episodes a night. And
we're like, binge watching Live PD. It's amazing. What are they watching?
They're really into like the crime drama stuff, or like, 24, like any show that's like 24, they're super into, all that murder.
CSI, big CSI fans.
Oh yeah. They were big CSI fans back in the day. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of on-demand CSI, so they could watch that to their heart's content. All right. Moving on, I want to talk about 2 things that went down this week. And like I said, one of them is about something that happened with Nintendo that nobody really knows about.
Wait a minute. We haven't gotten there yet?
Whoa. We haven't gotten where yet?
What?
To any of those things. I thought that NASCAR was one of your first of the 2 things.
No, this is my first of one of the 2 things. So this...
Wow! Incredible!
This... see you later, Joe. Enjoy dinner. Last week, there was a whole new wave of information that came out about Lego Super Mario, or Super Mario Lego. I don't remember what it's called.
Legacy. Super Mario Legacy.
And we got another video. We got a whole bunch of details on what the starter set includes and pricing, and the release date was confirmed for August 1st, and blah, 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 blah. So... I got that information in my email through a press release straight from Lego, wherever Lego's headquarters is. That's where I got the press release from. But I got the press release and it went to my spam folder. I check spam all the time for funny stuff because I get spam from Hoagie Sandwich and what was the other one?
Poop diarrhea.
And some lady who tells me her daughter Anitha is dying and needs money. And
no, Anitha is the person, and her son is dying.
Oh, was it?
Her son is very sick. What? I forget what It was a good one.
Well, anyway, I check spam all the time. And in my spam was this one email from Lego. And I opened it up and I'm like, oh, good thing I caught that. That's an important email. And I went to go post the information, but there was a problem. It was April 6th. And my email was dated April 7th. And usually when you get emails from game companies, it'll say like embargo in giant red letters. Do not post until this date at this time. Sorry, Freddie Fro. I'll pay closer attention. Freddie Fro says that son was him. He needs help.
Oh my.
Help me.
So I was like, this says the 7th on it, but there's no embargo information. And I had two ways of handling it. I could have been like, this is a real scoop. I'm going to get the jump on everybody. Or I could be like, I should do a follow-up on this and make sure I'm not going to get anyone in trouble by posting this. And I sat there for a minute. I was like, I'll do the right thing. So I called up a point of contact at Nintendo, who is like, he's as pretty much as high as you can get for press. I called him up and he answered and he's like, hey, what's up? And we just, shot the crap for a little bit. And I was like, so I got this email and it was all about Lego stuff. And he's like, he goes, who's it from? And I said, it's from Lego. And he goes, well, what information is in there? And I told him, and you could tell he was like, uh-oh. And he goes, who's listed on the email? And I go, you're at the bottom of the email. And he goes, oh. And I go, yeah, it says tomorrow's date, but it's today. So I figured instead of posting, I would call you. And he goes, okay, give me a minute. Hangs up, like 15 minutes go by, get a call back. And he's like, yeah, something went wrong. Don't share that information. And I was like, okay, I won't. I'll wait until the 7th. And I go, what happens if other people got this email early and they don't do what I did? He's like, well, maybe it only went to you. And I was like, well, I don't know. I said, I'm going to keep my eye out to see if anything pops up. So that was that. Lego and Nintendo were talking to each other about who screwed up, I guess. I don't know. And I'm doing like searches on Google News to see if anybody's getting anything. And then some site from Germany had like one tidbit of information from this thing. And I was like, oh, here we go. So I called the guy back and I was like, it's happening now.
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights
The news
down
is going
low.
out. And we talked a little bit, and that was that. And I texted him and I was like, I'm going to post the news, okay? And I never heard anything back because he was obviously in phone calls with Lego and everything. And I was like, well, I'm just going for it. So we post, and then the news went all over the place because apparently that email did go out early. Now, I never got hi, PC. I never got a confirmation on exactly how it happened. But what my understanding is from what I pieced together on my own, someone at Lego was supposed to send out a press release at 7 a.m. But they sent it out at 7 p.m. by accident. The day before. So they scheduled their email AM, PM and hit the wrong one, and it blasted everybody the night before. So they had a press release full of pre-order links that didn't work, a video that wasn't live. So things went out before they should have, but the written information was still new stuff. So we shared that. But yeah, the videos didn't go live until the next day. So it was a crazy situation, but I'm glad I handled it the way I did, because if I didn't, I'm sure I would have had the wrath of Miyamoto brought down on me. What's that for? And then there's another story that is about I led on a little bit about this past week. I did a review for Bubble Bobble for Friends on Switch, and it wasn't a review I was planning on doing until I had time to play Bubble Bobble for Friends with friends, because it's a local multiplayer game. And Bubble Bobble, we know, it's a 2-player game, but this is a 4-player game. And since the name of the game is For Friends, literally written with the number 4, I was like, I want to make sure I play this at least with 3 people locally to get a feel for that, and then I'll do the review. So I got an email from the PR team involved with it, and they were like, hey, you putting up that review? And I was like, well, no, not yet, because of the pandemic, I can't see anybody. I'll do it when I actually get a chance to play, the game for the reason why it's named that way. And they were like, no, do the review now. And I was like, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but I'm like, you want me to review the game focused on multiplayer without playing the multiplayer? And they're like, yes, we do. And I said, well, if you want me to do that, I'm going to make sure people that read the review know that I didn't want to do this and you're making me do this. And they're like, yeah, okay.
I'm a Wario. I'm gonna win.
So when I posted the review, I made that note because it's so silly to me to do a review of a game where the multiplayer is literally the focus of the title for the game, and they made me do the review without playing the multiplayer. So if you want to read a Bubble Bobble 4 Friends review where I didn't play the multiplayer and only played it single player, then go right ahead. It's available. I mean, I don't understand it.
Wow, I am impressed.
I'm impressed too. It was just so frustrating. I couldn't believe that they handled it like that. And well, I won't say any of the other stuff. We'll just leave it at that. But yes, it was an uncomfortable situation, and I felt forced. I felt forced to do it. So I don't think I will be working with that company anymore going forward because
Bingo.
it was not a pleasant experience.
What company was it?
It's the one that handled Bubble Bobble for Friends. I'm not saying Taito. It has nothing to do with the people who made the game.
Oh,
I want to make that clear. Finally, one more thing before we get into the regular news. Sony revealed their PS5 controller this week. We got to look at it, and it looks a little bit different than previous PlayStation controllers. Nicky Hill, have you seen it?
I have.
What do you think of it?
I think after a week, it's going to be covered in Dorito dust.
Yeah, there's people talking about that because it's a white controller, then it's going to get all grimy. I mean, I've gotten gamer gunk.
I didn't really look too closely at it, but are the buttons flush?
The buttons are not flush. No, I'm laughing at Doom Eternal's GIF in the Discord. The buttons are not flush. They have a couple side views where you can see that the buttons are raised above, as they would be on a regular controller. But yeah, the big differences in this one are they change where the light bar is, and it's much more subtle. It has haptic feedback for rumble, and then it also has I forget what they're calling the triggers, but it has triggers that'll offer up resistance depending on what you're doing. So like if you're playing a game with a bow and arrow and you pull the trigger, you'll feel resistance in the trigger based on the bow and arrow's tension. Or if you're driving through mud, they said, you'll feel like the consistency of the mud through the trigger. So I'm all about that. I think that's a cool idea. I really like it. I like it. And it looks, if you strip it down, it looks closer to an Xbox One controller than previous PlayStation controllers have. And it's obviously beefier because of the stuff going on in it, but it's not like a beast or anything like that. But I am on the side of the fence that likes it. I don't know how I feel about the color scheme. It is white with black accents, but it looks a little strange. But I don't really care what the color is.
I don't think it's that unappealing. But also Xbox had a creamy colored controller in the past, right? So
thank you, Wolfric Chaser. Xbox had a creamy color controller.
Was it white or was it a cream color, like the Xbox 360?
Wasn't it grayish?
There was a white Xbox 360 controller or an Xbox One controller.
Well, so they've gone through the struggles, they've tested it out, and I guess it's resistant to gamer gunk.
Yeah, like I was
Cheeto
saying,
dust.
Steel Diver. Yes, I have PSVR. Like I was saying, Char says the Wii talks about the Wii days, and the Wii had the Wii remote was white. I think Roth, that GIF is amazing. I think any controller gets gamer gunk. White might show it more, but I just sat down last night to play. Well, I sat down last night to download Final Fantasy 7. So I didn't get to play it because they're slowing down the PlayStation Network servers.
You're too slow
during this time, which is a good idea. I appreciate that, but it took longer to download. So I haven't played my PS4 in a long time, but when I picked up the controller, it had gamer gunk on it. I had to clean it off. That's something that happens with all controllers. I'm sure Mom Brain's Switch is disgusting after all this
Oh
Animal
yeah,
Crossing.
it's probably foul.
Oh yeah. Wop, wop, wop.
I mean, I don't do a whole lot of eating while I'm playing.
I heard you snacking earlier today.
Well, I wasn't playing Animal Crossing, was I?
So yeah, I'm on the side of the fence that likes it. I know there's people that hate it. I know there's people that saying they're copying Xbox. You know, I don't know. I'm just really excited about the triggers. I want to check that out and see how it feels. So, I'm team for it. Mom Brain, what do you think? You're just seeing it now.
I mean, I don't. As long as it doesn't.
As the resident Sony fan, Mom Brain,
Well,
what do you?
that's me. As with all things gaming, as long as whatever they're doing is not getting in the way of my experience of the game and enhancing my experience of the game, then I don't care.
Giant Reggie says snacking plus Animal Crossing equals Animal Cracker Crossing. Now that sounds like a delightful game.
It does.
Hmm.
Do you know what I've been looking for lately? Is the frosted animal, not frosted ice? No, they're like the dipped animal crackers, not with
icing.
Yeah, there's like frosted and then there's iced, and I think frosted is what I like, and iced is just like a schmear on top. I like the ones that are pink and white with like the little sprinkles on them.
Thank you, Mom Brain.
Yeah.
All right, let us move to
Yeah,
the
we're only
news
like
section.
30 minutes in.
I was pausing there to give Mom Brain time, but she didn't pick up on it. Thanks, Mom Brain. In this week's news, we had a lot of talk about. Good thing PC's in the chat. This is all about her. All about the Cooking Mama saga. Cooking Mama Cookstar has been one of the biggest mysteries of the game industry in 2020. Also a little bit of 2019, but mostly 2020.
Delicious.
Because we didn't know when the game was coming
Tasty.
out. We didn't know why we couldn't get it on the eShop. We didn't know why retail copies were so hard to find. A whole bunch of mysteries going on. And things really flared up this week. So it started out this week with more claims of the game hiding some sort of cryptocurrency mining software or source code in it, so that when you played it on your Switch, it would be using the internet and the power of your Switch to mine cryptocurrency to send back to the developers or publisher. And the developer, God damn it, the publishers came out and said, no, that's not true. Even though when the game was first announced, they put out a press release about how it would have blockchain technology and all kinds of stuff. So this isn't just people making up a conspiracy theory. They're saying, no, this stuff is in the game. But the publishers said that's not true. But the developers specifically said, as the developers, we can say with certainty, there is no cryptocurrency or data collection or blockchain or anything else shady in the code. The Switch is a very safe platform with none of the data and privacy issues associated with some mobile and PC games. This is a release from February 2019, the press release they're talking about. And we presume hypothetical, like most releases about blockchain are. Blockchain was never brought up to us as developers, and we were entertained to hear about it late in 2019, not happening anytime soon. And other people brought up the point of saying, yes, perhaps the developers of Cooking Mama Cookstar didn't work on this stuff, but maybe the publisher worked with another company to inject that stuff into the game. But it seems that the content was never there to begin with, even though it was discussed. And then following that, the developer offered up their own reason why the game was pulled from the eShop, because for a very little amount of time, Cooking Mama Cookstar was available to download on the Switch eShop. It is still not available now, and we don't have an official word on why it was pulled. You can get the retail version, which is still very hard to find, but you can get it now from Cooking Mama Cookstar's website. But it's ridiculously hard to find at any other retailers. But the yes,
it's more like cooking the books, Mama.
we have the rim shot there.
Little finance joke there.
So the developers say, what happened there?
I got excited.
Okay. The developers say the game was removed from the eShop because of a legal battle. They
Yeah,
say
the
that
blockchain battle.
there's a legal battle between the publisher, Planet Entertainment, and the IP holder, Office Create. Planet Entertainment released the game against a request by Office Create to keep polishing the game or perhaps even canceling it. At one point, the Japanese Office Create clients came to oversee development. An argument started, and the clients were told to go home if they weren't being constructive. Once they found out that Planet Entertainment released the game, they used their Nintendo contacts to pull it from the eShop and stop production of cartridges. Blah, 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 blah. So that would explain why the game is hard to find at retail, because they aren't printing any more copies, although the official Cooking Mama Cookstar website is now a place where you can buy physical copies of the game. Whoa. So we don't know what the hell is going on, because we're still getting a whole bunch of answers from all sides of the conversation. So I have reached out to Nintendo to get comment on why the game was pulled from the eShop, because obviously Nintendo would have to be involved in that in some way. Just in the removal, obviously not what's going on with the game, but they would process a request to remove it. And the rep that I talked to said that they've been getting a lot of inquiries about this. So hopefully Nintendo will provide a statement at some point. I contacted them, like, I want to say the beginning of this week, and I haven't heard anything yet, which isn't, outside the usual for Nintendo. Sometimes it takes them a while to put together a statement, but I don't know if we'll ever hear. So the craziness continues. We have potential explanations, but nothing official. So who the hell knows? But it's been,
Who the hell knows?
what the hell? It's been
That's
a
really
crazy
great
mystery.
story.
Thanks, Josh. Anything else to add, Josh?
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Entropy says this
That makes
entire
two of us, Josh.
thing is a bigger mess than my kitchen after cooking, and that's not a sight for sore eyes, or any eyes, really. It's been crazy. I can't remember any other situation like this with any other video game, really. It's crazy that it's funny that it's happening with a Cooking Mama game, because Cooking Mama is certainly it's not, I don't know how to say it. It's not like a mega franchise. People know about it. It's sold over 20 million copies, but its heyday has come and gone. Like, it's not going to be as popular now as it was when it first launched on the Wii, and like motion controls were more novel. That's the first two installments really like hit big, and there was an installment on, there were portable installments too, and early on those did well as well. But yeah, I don't know how much you would expect today a Cooking Mama game to actually move in terms of units. So just to see all this controversies, I guess bubbling up around the game is fun.
I think it really makes you miss the job that Majesco did with handling everything.
Yeah, poor Majesco. They were a New Jersey company, and man, how long have they been out of business?
It's been a while.
Didn't they move in? Weren't they moving into something medical?
Something like that. But I looked up that stock thing, and I think they were delisted. I don't even know if they're around anymore.
Why would you say that?
I'm sorry. I don't like it either, Josh, but it is what it is. Moving on. Animal Crossing New Horizons players are turning towards eBay to make some money or to buy what they want. So there's a whole bunch of people on eBay who are selling in-game items for Animal Crossing New Horizons. And for example, one listing was selling a stack of gold nuggets for $13.50. And the stack would net you in-game 6 million bells if you cash them in with old Tom Nook. And that lot on eBay sold 366 units altogether. Can I get a drum roll, please? That means that auctioneer made $5,000. 5,000 real dollars from selling virtual gold nugget packets.
Boom, Tetris for Jeff.
In Animal Crossing New Horizons. Is that not crazy?
Money.
Now, data miners or whatever, hackers can just, hack up the things that they want to sell and then go on eBay and sell them. And I can't decide if I'm okay with that.
Where did this person get all of these gold nuggets?
Nicky Hill, did you just not listen to the sentence I literally said right now?
I mean, I'm reading it on the site. I don't see where it says the person made it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Data miners and hackers can just work up the content that they want and then sell it on eBay. But you can also do it legitimately too. You could work or play the game legitimately and get content to sell. That's not a problem. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
I mean, that's nothing new.
Yeah,
They've been doing that since the WoW days. That means World of Warcraft.
Oh, thank you. I mean, the WoW days.
People put themselves through like college by leveling up characters and then selling them.
I'm gonna put my foot down and say I can't say I'm against it.
Can't let you do that.
Mom Brain, you're awfully quiet. I want to know your opinion
On people selling like their digital, like their efforts.
Yeah, but I'm talking about if they also like are hacking the game to get that content.
Well, I guess I could liken it to like painting copies of the Mona Lisa and selling those. No, not really.
No.
Look, if you're putting in the work,
that is not correct.
I guess if you're putting in the work to hack the game,
you're either putting in the work legitimately or you're hacking the game and selling it. So the end result is you're selling the content. It's not the way I would do it, but I can't fault people for doing it.
And you're also not hacking the game and robbing the developers from the financial gain that they would have otherwise pirating stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay with it.
You're not ruining anything for the developers. You're not taking any money away from them because it's not
I'm okay with
it's not like paid DLC. Yeah, it's just people paying to shorten their time to get what they want. So yeah, I think it's okay. The source, Wolfric Chaser, of that is not correct is from Krish on Vine when Vine was a thing.
That is not correct.
That is correct. Krish on a Vine. I don't know if he still does anything. I'm sure he's moved on from Vine. Drew says, when developers didn't put microtransactions in games, capitalism goes grassroots. It is interesting. It is very interesting to see how popular this Animal Crossing is and how big the market is online for selling digital content. Okay. Hey,
remember Second Life? People were selling. They had full careers of being real estate agents and wedding planners in Second Life and stuff.
Do I remember Second Life?
I remember.
Why are you asking me? I remember Second Life. Do you not remember my story about Second Life?
Oh, I remember that story.
I must have talked about that.
NSFP.
I must have talked about that on the podcast. Long story. Long story, very short. I was flying around in Second Life. I accidentally clipped through a door and found myself in a bedroom where two people were having virtual sex. And they saw me and they just kept going. So I went down to the kitchen and had a bite to eat.
I thought you sat in a chair and watched.
Oh, yes, I did sit there and watch, but
after I made something to eat.
After I made a sandwich. And I think that was the
finish him.
I think that was the last time I played Second Life.
You were like traumatized?
No, I was just like, I don't think this experience is for me. It was interesting.
I watched a whole documentary about voyeurism last night.
I honestly can't remember playing after that. No, but that might just be because that event was so memorable that it's erased all other memories of the game for me.
Not to be a pervert, but if that was my experience, I'd be on there every day.
Well, like I said, I was like flying full. I was flying full speed across the map and accidentally clipped through a door. So I wasn't supposed to be there, but they were welcoming. The guests were welcoming.
Lock the door and turn the lights down low.
All right, let's do our plugs here, and then we'll be back. We'll see you in less than a minute.
Maybe.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, Benito. I've been reading the Bible lately, and nobody ever told me how many talking dogs and wizard battles were in this thing.
Well, Chris, you know what I always say. If you can understand Star Wars, you can understand the Bible.
Apocrypals, part of the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Hey, do you enjoy your commute but want to make it a little worse?
It's real dumb. We hate ourselves.
Hey guys, you ever like something? Well, you won't in this case.
Men Like That. A podcast.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
Oh, the pleasure was mine entirely.
So as I said, and you know already, I had a little interesting situation with Nintendo and Lego this week, but let me tell you the actual details of what's going on with Lego Super Mario. As our insider gave us this information a few days before it came out, we had heard that Lego Super Mario was going to launch on August 1st, and it indeed is going to launch on that date. So you can get in your pre-orders now. There is the Lego Super Mario Adventures with Mario Starter Course. You okay?
Me?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? It's cold out. I have a sniffle.
The starter course is $60 if you want that.
I don't know if you know, but there's a health crisis going on. Again, this is the second week. I sniffle and you're like annoyed by it.
Well,
Natalia,
I live alone. I could be over here suffering. You don't care.
The only problem is
I don't care.
You don't care. Thank you, Josh.
It's very loud in the microphone. That's my only issue.
Well, I'm on headphones. I don't know what to tell you.
There are 2 expansion sets that are coming out. $30 for the Piranha Plant Power Slide expansion set. And there is the Bowser's Castle Boss Battle expansion set, which clocks in at a whopping $100.
Whoa.
So you, if you're getting the expansion sets, I believe you need the starter set. So spend the $60 to get the starter set, see if you like it, and then take it from there. And as I said, there's a new video to check out stuff to see how these sets look and what they do and blah, 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 blah. Guy Bones says, stop tempting me, Lego. I already have $650 worth of stuff in my cart on the site I've been trying to ignore. You know what? I was thinking about that. Lego is an expensive hobby.
Yes.
Oh, it's crazy.
Because I was
sorry.
It's
Sorry,
okay. I was just because I was thinking about doing the Millennium Falcon, and then I saw the price, and I was like, well, no, wasn't like $600. No, it was like $1,200 or something.
Yeah, it's probably cheaper just to buy like an old vehicle and like refurbish the vehicle.
I mean, obviously, there's Lego that are cheaper.
There's some crazy things out there.
Yeah, there are. If I'm
you
gonna,
said Millennium Falcon. Can I just bring something up?
Yes.
You guys have a pretty big yard, so once this is all over, would you mind if I bought a Millennium Falcon bouncy house? Like you go inside and there's separate rooms and stuff. There's an R2-D2 inside, a control panel. It's pretty crazy. You can live in it.
100%. You are allowed to do this. Yes.
But I kind of feel like our yard's maybe not as big as you think it is.
Well,
no, it's not a life size.
I would imagine, yeah, it's not life size.
But okay. I also need you guys to like maybe give me $8,000 for it.
Oh, well.
Well,
I mean, that's like splitting the cost.
Oh, is it really that much?
You could either buy the Lego one or
it's expensive.
The one.
You got to send me a link. I want to check this thing out.
I got to find it again, but I'll find it.
So yes, the Super Lego Mario, whatever it is, Super Mario Lego stuff is not as expensive as those things, but yes, it's still.
It's pretty crazy because they there's a lot of other technology in these. It's not just Legos.
Yeah, I know. The more I went down the rabbit hole for Lego stuff, because obviously I'm familiar with Lego, but not intimately familiar. I was looking at some stuff and I was like, man, there's a lot of stuff that goes into these and they're pretty sophisticated.
I would.
Yeah, all the expressions and stuff, like the LCD screens.
I like to put. Oh no! I like to put stuff together. I would enjoy like a Lego hobby. I just, I have too many other hobbies that I don't
hobby
do and cost money. So I feel like
I need to check why that just happened.
Okay.
The screen dimmed on my laptop. I don't know if anything happened. The power save mode and all that is turned off. I have no idea why that would happen. I apologize.
Maybe is there like a light sensitivity sensitive thing? Did it get bright in the room or something?
No, the screen just turned completely off, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's only $11,495.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that. No problem.
Perfect.
Mom Brain,
Yes,
can you
dear.
handle this story just while I check out some stuff?
Absolutely. Oh, okay, guys. Well, unfortunately, because coronavirus is what's going on these days, but Ultimate DLC work will continue remotely due to coronavirus. So coronavirus is causing parts of Japan to shut down for states of emergency.
Okay, I can take it over now. Thank you, Mom Brain.
Hold on. What was the problem?
I don't know. I got no idea. I got to go back to moving the mouse. Smash Brothers DLC is in development, but because of the state of emergency in Japan, that means people have to work from home, and that includes Nintendo's developers. So Sakurai said he's going to be working remotely. He'll be supervising from home. Smash Brothers Ultimate needs to maintain extremely tight security and is therefore difficult to work on remotely, but now's the time to do so. Let's work hard and get through this together, he says. So yes, there may end up being some delays for the Smash Brothers DLC, but it's obviously understandable because of the situation. Poor Sakurai, he gets to work from home, or he gets to hang home for a bit and take a break, but he's still got to work on Smash Brothers. Autumnal Blake says, I'd love to see what virtual backgrounds Sakurai puts up in his Zoom meetings. Yeah, Mom Brain, are you still using Zooms, or schools are against that now, or what?
It's not permissible to use Zoom with children, but since the children that I work with don't access the internet without a parent supporting them, I'm allowed to use it.
Have you been using the virtual backgrounds?
I do not use the virtual backgrounds because they're distracting to the children and the parents.
I understand.
I can't even do virtual backgrounds because I got an old phone, I guess. I am not prepared to lock down in isolation.
So you must have a firmware update waiting for your phone, right?
I'm sorry?
You must have an update waiting for your phone, right?
Yeah, I couldn't do the update because my phone was too full of garbage.
Yeah, but how long has it been?
I don't know. I didn't set a calendar for it.
Because I think that is the reason why we can't add you to FaceTime audio calls. Your name is always grayed out.
Look, I'm not surprised that I'm the problem, okay? Let's move on.
Well, I mean, you got time at home. You should empty out your phone and see if you can update it.
I emptied it out a while ago, but you know what?
What?
I'm stuck at home. And House Party is just as good. I think House Party is great. House Party is it's a theme, too, because we're all stuck in the house, so...
It is. It's what's that word they use? You know, relevant. That's the word. Moving on. Nintendo is issuing warnings about credit card fraud for Switch owners. If you are a Switch owner, this really isn't a Nintendo thing, although it is happening.
This is an everything thing right now.
Yes, this is an everything thing. Exactly.
I was just saying to somebody, the entire world is pretty much not the entire world, but we're all using digital, not digital currency, but we're all paying for everything remotely and through either a phone call or
contactless.
And I don't know. I just got hacked. My credit card. It's not a credit card that's tied to my Nintendo app, but somebody charged $1,300 to some car parts place in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Holy moly. Yeah, it's something for whenever you're, I mean, everybody does online purchases nowadays, almost everybody. And the important thing is to use, if it is available, two-step verification, and that includes on the Switch. But yeah, any service, as long as you can use two-step verification, do it, because then you'll be much more protected against things like this happening. So people are, stealing credit card information through whatever means. It's not something that is, that pertains to the Switch. It's through hacks of other services and platforms where the data was breached and millions of customer information got leaked out. And then bad actors just go around and try and log in with information to see where it works, and when it works, then they just do bad things. So yeah, well, Scrooge McDuck doesn't have to worry. That guy swims around in money, for Christ's sake.
Which bad actor are we talking? Like Vin Diesel or something?
Yes, specifically Vin Diesel, the world's greatest bad actor.
Nick Cage.
So how dare you? How dare you? Nicolas Cage is a good actor. Vin Diesel is just a bad actor.
I understand.
So yeah, just be careful out there and use two-step verification. Steven Tendo says, nope, definitely didn't purchase all those Nekopara and Senran and Kagura games. Definitely credit card fraud. I'm sure Nintendo can fix that for you. I didn't make that a top story. I'm not doing that. Animal guy. Josh, are you stealing credit card information?
No, not at all.
Oh, I believe him.
Thanks. Very cool.
Can I get a drum roll, please? Animal Crossing New Horizons leads the Twitter discussion in 2020.
I have spoken.
Gaming conversation on Twitter in general has risen 71% since we've all been locked up at home. But it is Animal Crossing New Horizons that leads the way when it comes to the games that are being talked about. You know, we don't have any NPD numbers today, but we do have the top 10 most tweeted about games globally in 2020. So let's do it.
Welcome to your doom.
Mom Brain. Other than Animal Crossing, can you give me one game that is most tweeted about in 2020?
Breath of the Wild.
No. Nicky Hill, did you read ahead?
I looked at it, but nothing really registered. I can't even think of a game, so.
Oh, Fortnite.
Fortnite is number 5. Very good, Mom Brain.
Thank you.
Nicky Hill, can you give us...
Yes. A game mentioned on Twitter?
Well, in the top 10 most popular mentions in 2020.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Mom Brain, would you like to try another one before we continue?
I can just look at the list. I don't know why I'm so torn up about it.
How about Overwatch?
No, I'm so sorry. Animal Crossing is number 1, followed by Fate Grand Order, Final Fantasy, which I guess they're just counting in general, just mentions the Final Fantasy, Ensemble Stars, Fortnite, Monster Strike, Grand Blue Fantasy, Identity 5, Minecraft, and Knives Out. Not the movie.
Knives Out.
It's a game that's in, I want to say it's in China and Japan, but it's not available here yet. But it's quite popular there. And in the United States in particular, Animal Crossing is number 1, followed by Call of Duty, Final Fantasy, Fortnite, Fire Emblem, Doom, Super Mario, NBA 2K, Overwatch, and The Legend of Zelda. So Overwatch was a correct guess just for the United States, Mom Brain. Pretty good.
And Zelda.
Autumnal Blake says, it's a great game for social media with how many little but awesome things there are that can happen. I've had a great time taking cute photos in multiplayer. Mom Brain and I were just talking, or I shared it with Mom Brain, about how people are hiring bouncers for their islands because they don't want people coming in and stealing their turnips. So they'll set up like a whole
Well, it's not stealing their turnips. It's that they don't, because you don't grow turnips. They don't want people coming. It's when the island is buying turnips for like a really high price.
Yeah.
People want to come to that island and sell their turnips, but while they're there, they're like being crappy guests.
Yeah, but can't you store turnips in a room?
Well,
Yeah, people are making like turnip vaults.
But I would imagine you would put them in like a drawer so that someone else couldn't.
No, people have like whole rooms in their houses that are just turnip rooms. Like the floor is nothing but turnips.
No.
So.
Yeah, I'm not big on the stock market.
So both together are correct. People, yes, they want to protect what they have, and that's why they have bouncers there. But this is specifically a turnip bouncer because he's protecting turnips.
I want to be a turnip bouncer.
Well, if you work really hard and take the right...
Turnip bouncer also sounds like a new sport.
You guys see the turnip bouncer game tonight?
Or like like a derogatory term for something. That old turnip bouncer.
Here, don't look now, but here comes a couple of turnip bouncer.
Right?
It's as far as sports go,
It's like what an old man calls like vegans. Yeah, a couple of turnip bouncers.
As far as sports go, Nicky Hill, I'm thinking of that sport that is trying to get popular now with the little trampoline. Yes, that's it. The little trampoline that the people hit the ball off.
Yeah.
Rhythm Heaven's
That's turnip bouncing for sure.
Rhythm Heaven's creator says he wants to see the series on Switch and he needs fan support. He's saying that I guess right now there's not a new installment in the works, but the creator went to Twitter and he's like, hey, this series should be on Switch. And he says it's time for fans to raise their voices together to let Nintendo know that it's time for Rhythm Heaven on Switch. God damn it, I agree. It is time for Rhythm Heaven. I love that franchise. And it's been quite some time since we've seen a new installment. We saw the Mega Mix on 3DS, which was a compilation of a whole bunch of other Rhythm Heaven games in one package, plus a couple new ones. But as far as a new Rhythm Heaven goes, I believe the last one was Rhythm Heaven Fever on the Wii back in 2000, I don't know, 8? I don't know. Yeah. So yes, it's been a long time, and hopefully fans speaking out will convince Nintendo that it's time for the series to return. Drew says this is what should be coming to Switch. Well, there's one fan right there. If Drew wants it, then god damn it should happen. We also have some data on how The Witcher 3 has sold on Switch. It's not official from CD Projekt Red, but it is from industry insiders who have access to sales information.
Apparently, on the Switch, people have been spending money and for exchange in whatever in exchange for the game.
Wow!
In exchange for
I am impressed.
Download codes.
So, well, the game is also at retail. Data says so far that, by the end of 2019, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition on Switch sold 700,000 units. And so
Wild Hunt Edition?
The Witcher 3
That's
Wild
like,
Hunt Complete Edition.
It's like the new Cabela's, huh?
Yes, the next Witcher game will be a tie with Cabela's. So in less than 3 months, it sold 700,000 units. And again, that's just for 2019. So by now, it's not hard to imagine that the game has sold on Switch alone 1 million units. And we also know that CD Projekt Red 2019 was the best year for Witcher 3 in terms of sales since the game's launch. So the game is still selling like crazy, and the Switch version certainly helped. Digless says, I feel that it could be true. The game had a huge buzz when it was announced. I mean, yeah, people definitely bought it. Like I said, the 700,000 number right now is most likely very outdated. I would say the game's probably closer to 1 million. So you had January, February, March, April. Yeah, I would say it's at 1 million by now, easy, especially when you combine retail and digital. So again, we see that if a third party is willing to do a quality port of one of their games to a Nintendo platform, fans are more than willing to pick it up because we're used to third parties not doing quality ports, at least when previous Nintendo platforms were involved. But something happened with the Switch, and a whole bunch of companies were like, you know what? We're actually going to put some time, money, and effort into these ports and give you the best that the Switch can do. And they have, and fans are appreciative. So that's good. Animal Crossing New Horizons sales in Japan alone have already surpassed total sales for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in Japan. Now, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a port of Mario Kart 8, which was on the Wii U. So it's important to say that, but still Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a long tail seller and has sold millions upon millions upon millions and is doing very well and is still in the top 20 every week. But with that said, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in Japan managed to sell 2.8 million units so far since launch. And Animal Crossing New Horizons in Japan, which has been out for 3 weeks now, has sold just over 3 million. It did in 3 weeks what Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has managed to do since April of 2017. How crazy is that? This Animal Crossing, man, Bigger than ever.
It's spreading faster than COVID-19.
Whoa, that's the new tagline. I'm sure Nintendo's going to use that in their upcoming ad campaign. Pajab says, how many units Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U were sold in Japan? I would imagine it would be less than that, less than 2.8. I don't know. I could look it up, just not right now. Josh, do you have anything to say?
Where?
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
That is beautiful. Really puts his vocal cords on display there. Nicky Hill.
What I sound like? Well, my neighbor's here again with his music.
To my fans.
So then the European releases for the week of April 9th, huh? That's what you want.
That's what I want.
That's what you'll get. So there's 12 labors of Hercules 2, the cretin bull.
All right, hold on a minute. I have to say this. That sounded like another person said that. Did it not, Mom Brain?
It did. Like when you said, this is what you'll get.
Yeah, it sounded like someone else came on the phone and said that.
Yeah. Is this a party line?
That was so weird.
I haven't been social distancing. Guys, come on out. Everybody come on out.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. The 12 labors of Hercules. Is it Cretan? Cretin bull? I don't know how you spell Cretan. Overcooked.
It was the
gourmet edition.
It was the 12 labors of Hercules 2.
I thought I said that.
14 labors of Hercules.
Overcooked 2 gourmet edition. Grim Valor. Disaster Report 4 Summer Memories. That must have been a really rough summer. Convoy, a tactical roguelike. Tower Tale. Is it Ubongo or Ubongo?
I don't know, but it's my favorite name of the week, without a doubt.
I feel like I've heard this before. Like, these are all old, aren't they? Ubongo!
Ubongo!
With an exclamation point.
That's what they play at nursing homes that can't get the rights to play bingo. No, this game's completely different.
It's a cross between Uno and Bingo, right?
U15. U15.
Ubongo!
We got an Ubongo!
Galaxy of Pen and Paper +1 edition. Galaxy, never mind. Pen and Paper game bundles, which includes Knights of Pen and Paper, Knights of Pen and Paper 2, and Galaxy of Pen and Paper. Black Rainbow. I want to read about this because I thought a rainbow should be a whole spectrum of colors. Null Drifter. Battle Princess Madeline Royale Edition. Gunbrick Reloaded. Fight of Animals. I want to see more about that. Bridge 3.
That is how it's written.
Monster. Ooh, here's a word. Monster Viator.
Yeah,
Monster Viator.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I. Arcade Archives. Flak Attack. RMX. RMX Real Motocross.
Was that your impression of a motorbike?
No, I do a much better impression. That was just me clearing my throat. Vroom, vroom. There you go, right? Huh?
Spot on.
I don't think motorbikes sound like that. Rush Rover. What the hell was that? Sorry. It's real windy. My neighbor's outside with music. A lot of distraction. Rush Rover. Depiction. Based on the popular Picross game. Depiction blends color mixing mechanics with the rules of nonograms to create a uniquely colorful experience. I don't know if you heard that, but I'm getting a phone call. Tharsis.
Did not hear it.
And that's it. Tharsis is the last of the releases for Europe.
Thanks, Nicky Hill. First comment.
Thank you.
The first comment comes from Steel Diver, and he says, European? I'm thinking these releases are worth Europeing on. Oh,
SLU.
Not a fan. North America gets Animal Crossing. Well, no. Bunny Day is live. Was he doing something out there? In his hut, really? Yeah. 12 Labors of Hercules 2, The Cretan Bowl. Arcade Archives MX 5000, Battle Princess Madeline Royal Edition, Black Rainbow, Boot Hill Bounties, Bridge 3, Desktop Basketball, Doubles Hard. I don't know what it is. Fight of Animals, Gunbrick Reloaded, Monster Viator, Null Drifter, Path of Giants, Push the Box, Real Motocross, Rocket Rabbit Coin Race, Rush Rover, Solitaire Deluxe Bundle, and Tharsis. Those are your North American releases.
Got a bad case of the Tharsis.
First comment comes from Popple. Wow, Popple says, I'm 75 hours into Animal Crossing at this point, and I'm not looking for anything else to play. So I'm ignoring Nicky Hill Sweet releases for the foreseeable future.
Whoa, wait, what happened? What did I do?
Popple, you're ignoring Nicky Hill, and he's ignoring you. This is crazy.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Ring Fit Adventure and the Switch are very hard to find. Pretty much everywhere, but especially in Japan.
No, not at all.
It's true, Josh. It really is. And we don't know when...
We'll just have to wait and see.
We don't know when new supplies are coming in. But things trickle in every now and again. And there was one retailer in Japan who got their hands on 130 Switch units and 900 copies of Ring Fit Adventure. So a pretty sizable lot. And instead of just selling them openly, they're doing a lottery. And this isn't a giveaway lottery. This is a lottery that you sign up for. And if you are picked, that means you have the opportunity to buy the Switch and Ring Fit Adventure. This is a thing that they do a lot in Japan when they have stock issues. Instead of, having everybody's got to line up at 4 a.m. to get a chance, you just sign up, they randomly pick, and then you can buy. So again, they had 900 copies of Ring Fit Adventure and 130 Switch units. Well, 200,000 people in Japan signed up to try and get one of these. So the supply is just a little bit under what the demand is right now.
The game is fun.
And that goes to show just how popular the Switch is and Ring Fit Adventure and how bad people want these things right now. So Nintendo has said they are working to fix the stock situation, although they are pausing shipments in Japan for the time being because they have to rework production lines and where they're shipping things, but they'll get back to it as soon as possible. So the situation is going to get worse before it gets better, but hang in there. Drew says, if the software wasn't physical only, I'd imagine people could potentially make the Ring itself somehow. That could be true. I'm surprised somebody hasn't done that. Finally, our last top story. Minecraft's creative director says he can't imagine there will ever be a Minecraft 2. So Minecraft has been around for 10 years now, 11 years, something like that.
Really?
Yeah. And it's sold, hundreds of millions of copies and continues to be popular and continues to get downloaded, continues to make big sales. And Minecraft is constantly updated with new content. So there's so much more in there now than there was when the game first launched, and it just continues. Whoa. And it seems like that's what Microsoft wants to do from here on out. They don't want to make a sequel and split up the base. They just want to potentially make spin-offs like Minecraft Dungeons and just continue to update the base game. Minecraft's creative director Sax Person says, I cannot imagine there will ever be a Minecraft 2. We've done a lot of soul searching. Unequivocally, we're the Minecraft studio, and we've chosen to embrace that. But we have, over time, realized how flexible the envelope of Minecraft really is. We've always been passionate about making more than a single game, but we never wanted to do a sequel. We're much more interested in taking that spark of creativity and applying it to other genres within the universe of Minecraft. And as I said, you have Minecraft Dungeons coming out. Is it this month, I think? I don't remember. No, I think April. Maybe it got bumped to May. I don't remember. But Minecraft Dungeons is like a dungeon crawler that
Did you just say April?
I thought it was April, but I think it got bumped to May.
But did you like mumble April? Because that sounded like while you were talking, another person said something, but it didn't sound like Mom Brain.
I was the only one talking. Yes.
I know. It's crazy.
Hey, what happened?
So yeah, Minecraft Dungeons is a spin-off dungeon crawler. It's not about building, and it's not about it's not about the things that make Minecraft, but it's a spin-off in the same universe. Steven Tennant says, I gotta say, I can't imagine what a sequel to Minecraft would look like either. Could be a lack of imagination on my part, but I can't help feeling that if they made enough changes for it to be worth calling a sequel, then it just wouldn't be Minecraft anymore. So what would be the point? Now I'm trying to think of what other games I think about in that way, and I'm struggling to come up with any. Yes, Minecraft is a very unique situation, and I think it is a smart idea to not split the user base with a sequel. Just continue to update original Minecraft, and people are still playing it. Like I said, people are still buying it. They're still flocking to it. So I don't see any reason to change things up now, unless people really, really, really drop off and the game is not supported anymore. And the brand is dying. Once it gets moving towards dire straits, then perhaps something big like a sequel would have to be considered. But yeah, for now the game is still doing amazingly well, so why ruin that success? That's it. That's all in Touch Stories.
Excellent.
Mom Brain,
Yes, dear.
what have you been playing?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. How's it going?
Well, KK Slider came, so that's good. I got the ability to do some building and
Hi, Robot Face.
neighborhood improvements, so that's nice. What else? My town, as of today, should be full, so I'm gonna work on kicking out the people I don't like. What else? I'm working on improving the neighborhood. I've only improved my house to have the main room plus one extra room, which is my kitchen, because I feel it's more important to improve the neighborhood first.
How are you improving the neighborhood? Like bringing in more police?
No, I don't feel the police improve the
Turnip
neighborhood.
bouncers.
Yeah, I'm building ramps and bridges.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. So.
Hi,
How does
Solid
that keep the riffraff out?
Hello, Solid Master Link.
There's no riffraff. We love everyone. Everyone loves us. Everybody's good. So, of course, I have the Able Sisters. I'm working on a secret outfit, a style mission right now. And I just have to wait for all the
You
pieces.
sound very nervous talking about it.
Yeah. I just have to wait for all the pieces to fall into place, which will happen eventually. And I'm a little disappointed because I have the pro designer. There's like the regular designer, and then I paid Nook Miles to get the pro version, and so it gives you kind of like patterns to make like dresses and sweatshirts and blah blah blah. And I really need. There's no patterns for any bottoms, and I need like a skirt, and so I'm a little bit disappointed that I can't do that.
Hi, Brian.
It's a little bit annoying for me. But it's been great. I'm having a blast. I think the fishing tournament is today and tomorrow's Bunny Day. I'll be glad when Bunny Day's over because I hate all the like pastel sentimental business.
She says as she wears the full Bunny Day outfit.
Well, I earned it. I did all the work for it.
I have to say it looks glorious.
I hate it.
Today's a fishing day and tomorrow's Bunny Day.
Today is a fishing tournament.
Yeah.
Tournament. I would think it would be like a rabbit snaring tournament.
Well, Bunny Day's been Zipper's been hanging out in the game for like a week and a half now. Zipper the
you
bunny.
only see Zipper once, as far as I know.
He'll be back tomorrow, won't
Yeah,
he?
he creeps me out.
He's the bunny.
Remember the year that Lube was the Easter Bunny?
I do.
You know what I was thinking about Lube today? I'm sorry to keep interrupting. I just feel so isolated. Remember when Lube wore the banana suit and played Donkey Kong Jenga?
I do, because when I walk by the basement steps for the longest time, that Jenga box was sitting on the table and I could see it every time I passed, and I was like, I remember when Lou played that in the banana costume.
We had the banana cam.
Well, when we're allowed to have people back here, we'll have to see if we can get Lou back in that banana costume. I'm sure he would be more than willing to do it.
I'm sure he's got it tucked away somewhere.
Is that it, Momry?
Yeah.
Nicky Hill, what have you been playing?
I played some Friday the 13th with y'all. Some Uno. kind of with y'all.
Yeah.
Until I got kicked out because all the problems are on my end. Boo-hoo. And then I finished Stella, which, just so you know, Stella, maybe it's the character's name, but the word Stella refers to kind of like a totem or like a monolith, or it's like it's like used for headstones or stuff like that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because I looked it up. I wanted to see if there was like anything about, if people are picking apart the meaning of it and stuff. And that's what came up. And so, like, while you're playing the game, there are these giant pillars in the background when you hit like these different they're not checkpoints, but it's in the background. And like, as you're experiencing this one land or world, they light up with
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like a graphic or something relating to like that land that you're in. So it's all, they're telling a story kind of through those images too.
But did you like the game?
I didn't love the game, but I did enjoy it. It is very moody and atmospheric. It's very loud. I had my volume very low, and it was still like really jarring at times. And obviously, for me, controls are a little bit of an issue sometimes. But
it is
it
a
was a little
cinematic.
frustrating because like you experience things, and like if you don't react at all and you just move, you'll be fine. But if like if you hesitate for 1 second, it'll bite you in the butt. And so like I had to replay sections many times because my timing was just like slightly off.
Well, it is a cinematic platformer, so controls take a backseat to character animations, and you will have to replay segments. So I understand the frustration 100%.
I just
but
feel
it
like
is
there
like
were some times though where like the controls, like the game did not react when I wanted it to.
That's
so,
yeah.
Like, so, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's a cinematic platformer. I mean, it's there's very few cinematic platformers that aren't like that. So it's either like I said, I understand the frustration, but it's also part of the territory. So I understand why it's not a hugely popular genre, but it has had its standouts like Limbo and Inside and Out of This World back in the day. But all of those have not so much Inside, but there are moments where the animation is the character animation is the focus, and it can trip you up in a puzzle, or when you're trying to run away from something. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it definitely happens.
I don't really remember Limbo being as having like such a dynamic camera though.
Yeah, no,
where like this kind of like the camera backs out to like a really wide like field of view.
Yeah.
And like your character is really small, and obviously like that's all you're doing is moving one direction or the other, like jumping and stuff like that. So you don't need to see everything in like super close detail.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked it. I mean, it's definitely interesting. And then I also played. I started playing. I don't think I'm doing well with it, but Axiom Verge.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
I didn't go through one door, and I know like you're supposed to be going back to different areas, but I went through the floor in an area that I can't get back through. So
well, it is a Metroidvania. I'm sure you'll be able to get back.
Yeah, I'm just not good with that stuff. Of like I spend a lot of time trying to do something I can't do.
Well, I mean, I think that happens with a lot of people in Metroidvanias. You see something where you're like, if I could just maybe get up there this way, and then, you spend a half hour trying to do it, then you go fight a boss and you get an ability and you're like, oh, that's what I was supposed to do to get up there.
Well, I found like a hidden area, and I was even instructed not to go in that area, and I spent like a half hour in that area.
Well, I mean, I do the same thing too. There's spots where it's like, I can't think of specific examples, but there's games where it's like, you're unprepared for this area, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, let me try it anyway. I go in, and I'm getting killed almost instantly, and I'm like, boy, it sure is tough in here. Maybe I shouldn't be here.
Well, I felt that way on the very first screen of Blasphemous, and that's not that I'm ill-equipped. I'm just that terrible.
Well, Blasphemous is a brutal game, so
real glad I spent the money on that one.
I think they have provided an update that adjusts difficulty for that.
Oh yeah, so then I can not be respected by my peers. And Hollow Knight too. I remember Hollow Knight. I don't think it was necessarily that I was ill-equipped, but that game was really tough at times. Some of the fights, and it's also a huge world. And I didn't I spent more than an hour probably, or 5 hours in that game or something. But
Char says he got Blasphemous a week ago and he's loving it.
Who?
Char. Hello, Rakia.
Oh, I just see that. Yes.
Is that it?
Is that it? Yeah, I think that was it.
Well, thank you, Nicky Hill.
What about you, Josh? What have you been playing?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Did you know you can play Tetris for free on Tetris.com?
I did, Josh. Thank you.
Thanks. Very cool.
Mom
What have you been playing, Mom Brain?
Hello to my fans.
Oh, I already talked about it. Lots of Animal Crossing.
You guys are getting worse with this every week, and it just leads
Why
to
would
more
you say that?
dead air.
Oh.
Well, then change the format, pal.
Mom Brain, will you please ask me what I played?
What have you been playing, Raw Meat?
Oh,
Cowboy?
thank you, Nicky Hill.
Wow.
All right, what's in the music, Mom Brain?
I've been playing Uno.
I have some really good songs.
I've been playing Uno with Nicky Hill and others. Playing a lot of Uno. A lot of Uno. Do Michaels and I after who was playing last night? It's just me, Do Michaels, and Vitamin G. We were playing some Uno after we played some Friday the 13th. And we were all just saying how great Uno is. It's just a great game to relax with and zone out and talk to your friends while you're playing. It's really good. So we had a lot of fun with that. And then after Vitamin G had to go to bed because he's got kids to take care of the next day, but Do Michaels and I do not. So we stayed up and we played Uno for another hour, and we were just like, one more game. It's just fun. And depending on how long we're playing, we'll switch off house rules or switch on house rules. And really, the only house rule we go for is keep drawing cards until you get a color or a number that matches. Because in regular Uno, if you don't have something that matches, you draw one card and then it goes to the next player. So if we're just starting out, we play house rules, keep drawing, and get potentially severely punished until you find the one that you need. But if
you can change that?
Yeah.
Oh, because when I was playing it in my own room, I drew one card, and I didn't understand why that was happening.
Yes, the real rule is draw one card, move on. The house rule is draw for punishment. Yeah.
Wow.
So it definitely speeds games up and makes for a quicker pace if they leave the official Uno rules on. But
and if you're playing Uno the video game, why not just keep drawing as punishment? It's not like you have to reshuffle the stack and start, you have unlimited cards.
Like I was saying, the reason why we do that is if it's getting very late and somebody's like, let's play one more game, then we turn the rule on because then you only have to draw one and games go much quicker. Yeah. Because potentially with it off, we've had Uno games that were over a half hour without a doubt.
Yeah, man.
But it's fun. It's Uno. It's good. Music's good. I actually like how when somebody has Uno, they add in a new layer to the music. So if somebody calls Uno, then you get a trumpet that's so you're like, oh crap, things are getting real. It's good. I really like it.
A shitty melodica sound.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. I've been pent up in my house for weeks.
Man, pandemic comes around and this guy just starts throwing out curses.
Wow.
It's
Why would you say that?
Yeah, it's a really fun game. I really
You don't
enjoy it.
feel emotions, Josh. You don't feel loneliness.
Yes, I really did.
Oh! And also,
Sorry,
as I
Josh.
said, Uno is part of the spring eShop sale right now, so you can get it for $5 instead of $10, which is a great deal because the regular game of Uno is $4 to $5. So you can get the digital with online play
Did
for
you know you
$5.
can play Tetris for free on Tetris.com?
Thank you, Josh. Did you know that you could play
Oh.
Tetris 99 online for free with a Switch Online account?
Yes, I really did.
Okay. As Nicky Hill said, hello, Ice Grove. Hello, video game
I
guru.
never said hello, Ice Grove.
Video game guru says my family call that Uno rule set endless Uno. Yeah, that's what it is, endless Uno. So as Nicky Hill said, we also played Friday the 13th. And I was telling Mom Brain about a one that I played last night that was really something else. It was me, as I said, it was Stu Michaels, myself, and Vitamin G, but we were playing online, so there's 5 other players in there. One of them is Jason. And I happened to be in a house that was next door to the house Vitamin G was at. And Vitamin G said, uh-oh, Jason is here. And he was getting attacked. And Jason, you can escape through windows in the game or you can escape out a door. And Jason put a trap by one of the windows while Vitamin G was in the house. And then was going to the front door to chop it down. So that means Vitamin G is pretty much screwed because Jason's coming in. And if he goes out the window, he'll be stuck in a trap and Jason can capture him. I was in the house next door. I found an axe and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go play the hero. So I ran over as Jason was chopping down the front door. He had no idea I was there. I took an axe and I smacked him in the back of the head and it knocked him down to the ground and stunned him. And I was like, Vitamin G, go now. So he ran out of the house and got away. And I got away as well. And then I found you can call the cops in the game, but you need to find a fuse for the fuse box before you can make the call. And I found all that and I made the call. So the cops are coming, which means 5 minutes in, you can, or it takes 5 minutes for the cops to show up and then you can run to a certain point on the map and the cops will get you out of there. So I did all that. Then, unfortunately, I got killed by Jason, but I came back as Tommy Jarvis. And Tommy Jarvis is a character that can be called in during gameplay. And someone who has died will return as Tommy Jarvis. And I was Tommy Jarvis. So I came back, and there were 4 people left. Stu Michaels, Vitamin G, and 2 internet people, along with Tommy Jarvis. And Tommy Jarvis is super fast, has great stamina. Starts off with a pocket knife, so you can get picked up once and you'll stab Jason in the throat and get away. And he has a first aid spray. So really, he's there to like help other people. So I got Jason's attention and had him chase me all over the map. And he, I would let him get close and take a swing at me. And while that was going on, I was being the diversion for everybody else. And they got the gasoline, the battery, and the keys for a car. They loaded up a 4-seater car and they all escaped. So it's the game I'm most proud of. I was really heroic in that game.
Did you die then?
Yeah, I died because there was, I didn't know where the hell the other gas tank or the propeller were. So I would have to, Jason was only focused on me. So I had no chance.
But you did call the cops?
Yeah, I did call the cops, but I couldn't, they still had another. It was like 3 minutes or something.
Where are they when you need them, right?
Exactly. Exactly. They're always on the other side of that damn bridge. So yeah, we've been playing that and it's still great fun. I played Null Drifter, which you can watch a video. Oh, by the way, the new Fridays with Jason episode is available right now on the YouTube channel if you want to see one of our games from a couple weeks ago. And that was guest edited by a friend whose real life name is Jason. So thank you to him for editing that. I played Null Drifter to check that out, which is a 1-bit like shoot 'em up, a 1-bit shmup, and it's really intense. It's like Asteroid meets Geometry
Wars. You got
Wars.
Asteroids?
It's fun. It's just very intense, and it's a lot of crazy action. You have a dodge move that actually hurts characters, which comes in use because there's attacks you have no way to get by normally, so you have to dodge through them. Check out the video. It's an interesting game. I know the graphics aren't going to be for everybody, but the game's fun. I also played a demo for Moving Out, which comes from SMG Studio, which is the team that made Death Squared on the Switch, which is a fantastic local co-op puzzler platformer. And Moving Out is a local co-op game. It might have online, I don't know, but you are playing as a mover, and you have to pack things up from a house into a truck, and you have to not break the things, and all the things you pick up have realistic physics, so they're always like swinging around and moving, and you have to get everything into the truck in a specific time limit to get either a gold, silver, or bronze medal. There's a free demo on the Switch eShop right now. It is a blast. It is really good. It's a ton of fun. I love the idea. You can pick up some things and throw them into the truck if you want to. Obviously, there's other things that are easier to pick up if you have a friend with you, like a couch or something like that. And the game is just full of humor and charm, and just it's good. It's really, really good. Make sure you check out the demo, seriously. That's what it's there for. And the demo convinced me to get the game when it comes out, so hopefully it does the same for you. Also, Mombrain, you'll be really happy to know they SMG Studio went way above and beyond with accessibility features in the game.
Excellent.
And that's for anyone and everyone, basically. So there's stuff from like colorblind options all the way to manipulating the controls so that people who have physical disabilities can still play the game. So there's all kinds of stuff in there.
Speaking of accessibility, if you have not watched the documentary Crip Camp on Netflix, do it. It's
What is
so
it called?
good. Crip Camp, CRIP, like short for crippled.
Oh, okay.
It is amazing. Amazing. Highly recommended.
Doom Eternal says Death Squared was deeply discounted. Not sure if it still is. I don't know. Yeah, if you haven't played that, check it out. So there was one more I know. I did that. Yeah. Okay, so I'm also playing Vigor, which is in a closed beta. It's in a closed beta on the Switch right now, and the closed beta is only active until April 16th. Now, I had heard about Vigor in passing, but I had never played it, and I didn't know too much about it. I did a video for it on this YouTube channel. It's one of my favorite videos because I showed it to Mombrain. I had such a great moment.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to spoil it. You're going to have to watch the video to find out, but man, it was good. So Vigor, which is only available on Xbox One, and it's free to play there, and it will be free to play on Switch later this year. And Xbox One and Switch players will have crossplay. You can join the same matchmaking and everything together. And again, those are the only two platforms the game's going to be on. Xbox One right now, Switch later this year. So what it is a looter shooter. You have a shelter, and if you upgrade your shelter, you'll gain access to the abilities to make new weapons and new items and new things to help you when you're out playing the game. And when you're out like in the game, you're out in a landscape and you're looting. You're looking through houses to find items to take back to your shelter to improve it, to gain more abilities. And you can go into a game and just loot. You can just go around and dig through drawers and boxes and lockers and whatever and find little scraps of stuff and food and all this stuff. And you can decide like, okay, I filled up my inventory. I'm done here. And you can walk to one of the exit points on the map and that's it. You never have to get into a fight. Or you can go around and shoot everybody and steal their stuff. You die once and you're done. If you die while you're out in the field, you lose everything. You return to your shelter and whatever you had on your person is gone and the other person gets to take it. So you got to be really careful. And you have to manufacture your ammunition and your weapons. So it's not just like, oh, you go in and you shoot like crazy. You might not have enough materials to make more than like 20 bullets. So you have to use them sparingly. So I like that whole mechanic. And on top of that, in each, every time you go out into the field, there's an airdrop, and that has like the best stuff that you can get in that level. Like it'll have rare items and other things like that. And everybody on the map can see it when it drops in. You watch the plane come in and then it marks it on your like compass at the top of the screen, and you could go get it. And you have to get this stuff and make it to one of the exit points on the map to actually have it count. And when you pick up something, the compass will intermittently show all the other players where you are. So everybody's trying to hunt you down to get it. So you could go in and try and get it and make it out. You could go in and watch the crate and take out somebody that has it and then pick it up from their dead body and continue on. Or you could just, like I said, go in and loot and not worry about any of that stuff. So it's pretty interesting. And this
you
is
have every reason to be upset with me. What game are you talking about?
Vigor. It is not available yet. It's coming out, I want to say fall 2020 on Switch, but there's a closed beta that you had to sign up for. And I got into the closed beta, so I'm playing it now, and it's only open until the 16th, or it's only running until the 16th. But it's meant to be played with friends. Obviously, you get some friends in there, and you become like a group of looters and head out there and grab stuff to help for your shelter, and you work together and watch each other's backs. It's a really cool game. I honestly really, really like it. It's got some mechanics in it that I would normally not be interested in. But, I was like, I'll give him a shot and see how it is. I like it. I really do like it a lot. It'd be a lot more fun to steal things and get into firefights with friends than it is going alone, because it's much scarier when you're going alone. But you can meet nice strangers out there, too. You can wave to them and they can wave back. Not everybody's out to kill you. They might not even take weapons with them.
I refuse to believe that.
They might not even take weapons with them into the game. They might just be going in to look for supplies. So it's a really interesting approach. I hope people check it out. I hope people are interested. And hopefully, and like I said, it's free to play. This is free to play. It has a battle pass, which of course I'm not going to use. I never do that with any game. I'm not knocking people that do. I just don't. I can play it for free. That's fine. So look forward to that one. I think that's it. Yes, Solid Master Link. We posted a Xbox One versus Switch comparison video, so you can see what the two games look like. But again, they're running together. Like Xbox One and Switch players will be able to play together. It's the same experience. It's the same matchmaking. Just visually, it will not look as good on Switch as compared to Xbox One. All right, let's do some questions. Send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo, they can be about video games in general, or they can be about whatever the hell you want.
That's a good question.
Today's good question comes from Blood Ocean 07. After listening to the podcast and hearing about Ice Age and RMC having never seen any of the movies, I would recommend seeing the first movie at least. It's pretty good for a weird cast of Ray Romano, Dennis Leary, and John Leguizamo. Luigi Mario plays a sloth. I don't have a question, but you should watch the movie. All right. Ice Age is back in the meme news lately. Apparently there's some baby in the original Ice Age movie that looks real weird, and everybody on the internet now has decided that they want to talk about how weird the baby looks. So that's a thing that's going on.
It's relevant.
Did you see Ice Age, Nicky Hill?
No.
Mom Brain?
Nope.
Well, sounds like we need to do a viewing party.
The squirrel, there's like a squirrel in it, and I believe his name is Scrat.
That's John Leguizamo, I want to say.
And I had a student who back in the day was like really into Ice Age. He was like a big dinosaur kid, and he was into Ice Age, and he had a Scrat that would like run across the room, and I had all I could do not to say Scroat. Like every time he would talk about Scrat, I'd be like, Scrat.
He loves Scroat from Ice Age.
I don't know.
Ice Time. Scroat from Ice Time. All right. Okay. Maybe I'll watch it someday.
Someday. You got all this time.
Blood Ocean says it's pretty good. So not exactly a rousing endorsement.
Have you seen the TikTok of the girl who draws on the bottom of her feet, and she can split her big toe and pinky toe, and the drawing makes her foot look like Sid the Sloth?
I have not seen
It's
that.
very funny.
Today's Patreon question comes from Autumnal Blake. You can join the Patreon at patreon.com/GoNintendo. It's just $1. Autumnal Blake's question is, which of the Jackbox games are your favorites? That's a good question. TKO, the t-shirt one, the t-shirt design one is great.
Yeah, we've had a good time with that one.
Nicky Hill would disagree, but the alien one, whatever it's called. Do you know what that's called, Nicky Hill?
Push the button.
Push the button. Yes, that is a great one. 1 or 2 players, or I guess it's 2, are secretly aliens, and they want to.
I think it depends on how many people are playing.
They want to kill the humans in the ship, so they're trying to pretend to be humans, but they're secretly screwing over humans as the aliens. And there's a series of tests that you do. And then everybody debates while you're playing on who is the alien or who are the aliens.
Try to convince everybody you're not the alien. It's very stressful.
And you can, if you convince people, then you vote out the players and they get sent out into space and you find out if you killed an alien or if you killed a human. Just traditional.
Fibbage.
You don't know Jack is great. Fibbage is a great one.
What was the one where
Fibbage About You?
You had to point at people?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what the name of that one was. That was really good. Yeah. A lot of like raising your hand for answers or
you had to play with
people
that you knew well.
Yeah.
And like, or there couldn't just be like, there couldn't be one person who like didn't know everybody as well as, you know.
Well, that's like Fibbage for You or Fibbage About You.
Yeah.
Which is you play with people who you really know really well.
Yeah. And that you're like,
because all
really
the questions pertain
with.
to everybody in the room.
Yeah. It'd make it real awkward if you did like, you know, like you brought like your boyfriend or your girlfriend over for the first time and like played it.
Monster Trivia Party is a really good one.
Oh yeah.
Those are all the ones that come to mind right
Isn't
away.
Murder, not monster, isn't it murder?
Oh, I thought there were monsters.
There's a monster.
Yeah, I think you're right. Murder. But there's the one where you make inventions. That one's really good.
Oh, and you have to present about it.
Yes, that
That's
one's
a
really
recent
good.
one.
That one's really good. I like that one. Those are our top picks, but you know, every Jackbox collection has at least a few great ones. And hello, Cake88, good to see you. I think that's it. Can't think of any others that are popping into my mind right away. All right, because last week worked out with Nicky Hill, he's back this week, and that means Mom Brain's doing music this time
I'm
around.
the world's best
Oh,
singer.
okay. Is that our first song this week from Josh?
Yeah. This one comes from Josh Robot. All right. So let me just calibrate our audio levels here and see what I can do. All right.
Do you have the jingle?
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
Is that what I sound like?
This first song comes from Autumnal Blake.
This is Clubhouse Games?
Sure is.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I would never forget this music.
Nicky Hill, you can hear, right?
I can hear it. Doesn't I still don't know music.
Remember how much we played Clubhouse Games?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I have that copy, don't I? We were sharing it, and then I kind of just...
I don't know. It don't matter, because in June we're playing the new one, baby.
This song comes from Giant Reggie.
Have a system.
Switch. It is not Autumnal Blade. Nope. Drake Gamer.
Xenoblade?
Nope.
I got no idea.
I mean, is it Luigi's Mansion 3?
Nope.
First party?
It is first party.
Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah, Sword and Shield, baby.
Yes. It was Pokemon Sword and Shield on the Switch.
Not this time.
And that came to us from Giant Reggie. This one is from Glitter Bubble 3.
Okay, this has to be a Konami game.
I don't know.
Oh, I know this. Is this a Turtles game?
Nope.
I know this.
You got it, Ice Grove.
It really sounds like a Turtles. It's gotta be Konami. All right. It sounds like Turtles. Is it a beat 'em up? Do you know that?
I don't know.
Licensed?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Oh boy. Monsters in My Pocket.
No.
I don't know if Konami did that. Well, how do you not know if it's licensed? Was there a cartoon?
I don't know. There might have been. Yeah, Joe is cool. That's it.
Joe is cool, and whoever got it right, is it licensed? Is it Bucky O'Hare?
It is.
Yeah! Oh, yeah, that's Konami.
Sorry. So that was Bucky O'Hare
Bucky
from
O'Hare.
Glitter Bubble 3. This one's from Jet Jaguar.
Focus all text. Oh, this is Tetrasphere.
Yeah.
Let it go a little bit. This is a weird one. This was back when this is back when a lot of composers were influenced by what's the name of that? God damn it. Chemical Brothers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There we go. Tetrasphere has if you're into that kind of music, Tetrasphere has a really good soundtrack. I wish they'd re-release that game. It was such a unique Tetris game. It was a ball of Tetris shapes that you had to rotate around and line up matching Tetris shapes to clear them. It's cool. Go ahead.
Oh, at your whim. You know what I love?
Whim.
So I am on the Board of Education in our local town, and when our lawyer comes to meetings, he always says, well, if it is the pleasure of the board, and I'm always like, oh, okay. It is the pleasure of the board that this happens.
Is it really the pleasure, though?
I mean, it's always a pleasure to serve my community and the children. So that was Tetrasphere from Jet Jaguar. This next song comes from Lucario 64.
I can't place if it's Super Nintendo or 64. Or neither, I guess.
It's neither.
What is it?
DS.
Okay, is it again a Konami game?
I don't know.
Can you please talk directly into the mic?
I feel like I am.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to touch it with my nose.
Castlevania.
No.
Mega Man something.
No.
Capcom. Is it licensed?
No.
Go ahead, I don't know.
Dragon Quest Heroes Rocket Slime on the DS.
It had a little bit of Dragon Quest in it, yes. I wouldn't have gotten that, but I hear it now. Damn it.
That was Dragon Quest Heroes on the DS from Lucario 64.
No. Come on, don't do that.
I'm not.
So loud.
I'm sorry. I'm trying really hard. This one comes from Mikey3319.
What system?
Game Boy Color.
Mickey Speedway.
Yes.
Is it real?
Yes. Hello, Rex.
Who said it?
That was from Mikey3319.
Mikey3319. Thank you so much. It finally happened.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, if I didn't guess it this time. Whew, thank you. Oh, finally somebody sent a song from that game.
Rex just joined us, and if I recall correctly, was Rex having some trouble with
Don't bring it up with me. Ask them.
with a pet last we talked? Yeah.
Oh, yes, I believe so.
There you go. Now you know.
I hope everything is going all right for you, Rex. So that was Mickey Speedway from Mikey3319. Oh, Rex, we're really sorry. Rex says that his pooch passed away. And we're so sorry to hear that.
Sorry.
But
Never
you,
an easy thing to deal with.
yeah, and you were there till the end, and I'm sure that her having you there was exactly what she needed. So this one comes from Reginilla, I think.
Okay, I know this. Is this a Phoenix Wright?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the first one, Phoenix Wright?
Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the GBA.
Good soundtrack.
Can't believe you got it. All right.
Well, I remember the first one vividly because it was the first one, and then all the others just blend together.
This song comes from Ted Williams.
Thanks, Ted. Oh, I know this. Oh my God, why do I know this? Is this Xenoblade?
No.
Why do I know this?
I'm guessing you played it.
You got it, Rex.
What system?
And Rock, yeah. Switch.
Oh, it's Octopath.
It is Octopath.
Oh man, good song. Great music in that game in general.
Traveler from our friend Ted Williams. Here's one from Toad64.
Thanks, Toad. Boy and his Blob.
Yes.
On the Wii.
Yes. Blom.
Published by Majesco. Developed by Way Forward.
Oh, this is so sad. Rakia also had a pooch pass away in the last few days.
Rakia
Guys,
is in the chat.
Sorry.
Heartbroken for you. We know how it is. All right, this last song for this week comes from Wired. Ooh.
Ooh. What system? Sounds like a portable.
Swish.
Oh.
Swish.
Oh, it's a portable. How about Piku Niku?
It is.
Whoa.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
I have not played Piku Niku. I pulled that out of my ass. I just felt like it sounded like a weird whimsical song, so I went with Piku Niku.
Well, there you go.
Holy crap. Who sent it?
That was Wired.
I can't believe it. Wired, I'm sorry. You should have had me on that one.
Oh.
Well, we did it.
Lord.
That's another one, guys. And
I'm so happy to contribute to that music section.
I did do pretty good on that one, I gotta say. All right, well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Goodbye.
Everybody stay safe. Keep your masks on. Don't touch anybody. Have a good night.
Why are you taking him away?
For picture.
Also, happy Easter if you celebrate it.
I couldn't get I got 4 Cadbury cream eggs, and that's it.
Apparently, I'll be involved in some sort of FaceTime Easter thing tomorrow. I want to blow my brains out.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
why
that
just
too.
you?
What do you mean? Are you saying why are you not invited?
Yeah, we're both doing this.
Okay. I didn't want to speak for you and say that you don't want to do it.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I want to. I mean, we haven't seen.
Oh, nice cover. Nice cover.
No, I mean, we haven't seen everybody. You know.
Hopefully, I'm just gonna set it up at my computer while I work.
I mean,
it's gonna be like the family group chat where I just put it on mute and check it like 20 minutes later.
Oh, it's gonna be like a whole like. Are we having a meal together?
I don't know what you're asking me. I don't know why you're confused by this. It's just a FaceTime with my parents and my sister.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'll like mute my microphone and like look over and be like, yes, and nod and just work. Except you'll probably be in the same room with me and you'll be like pointing the phone at me, showing that I'm not paying attention.
That's correct.
You know, it's just like, you better grab that poster. It's going. It's just like, you know, everybody is like talking over each other and there's a delay. And that's why I do the FaceTime audio with Nicky Hill, because he can hear and respond immediately instead of FaceTime audio or any of those other things where everybody's like saying something and they stop and then somebody else starts talking, the other person talks again and you're talking over each other. It's just so annoying. Like it's awkward and it never stops being awkward the whole time. Or that's just me.
That's how I have to work.
Well, look who it is.
Steve? Hey, dude.
Thanks for sharing that, Autumnal Blake. All right, we're getting out of here for real now. If you celebrate Easter, as Nicky Hill said, enjoy your Easter. If you don't,
Well, we just had Passover, didn't we?
I'm woefully ignorant of really all holidays or celebrations. No matter what you're doing, stay safe, have fun. Hope you're doing well, and hope your friends and family are doing well as well. But we'll see you next week. So have a great weekend. Play some games. Rest. Relax. You deserve it. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Stay safe.